Hi, morning, it's Lynn. And I managed to get on for another quick live, and I just thought it was important this morning to mention this because I think that many people can get duped on this, which is false guides. And what I mean by that is, you know, I'm just adding to my groups at the same time talking to you, so I was looking at that. Morning. It's an area where you can really get duped if you're not careful. And oh God, have I lived this story so many fucking times. I tell you, what, it's very easy to sort of get duped with sort of energies and frequencies that attach to your energy field. And if it's a deliberate infiltration, then you will almost not know the difference of what you're talking to. I've lived this. I know what it's like, and I've received it at a very high level, deliberately, which was very, very hard to tell that I was actually talking to an overlay and it wasn't actually the real being. Now, that, there's connotations of that, and the first thing you think of is, oh my God, how do I know I'm not talking to ones now that are not so good for me, or false, or blah blah blah. Well, first off, the way to start weeding that out and sorting that out is you should always go through the heart space. So no matter what communication I have nowadays, and I'm very much higher self, my I am presence, my higher self is my guide, is the most ultimate guide you can have. Your higher self, your I am presence is your guide. It's you in the higher realms, clear of emotional baggage, and completely working on a higher level. So, you're much more likely to get good, sensible answers. And it's always going through the heart space. I can't stress that enough. Going through your heart stargate is essential to clear out false guides, and also to know that you are receiving guidance through your divine presence, which is through your heart space. I think I mentioned that yesterday when I was doing a video, that your divine presence lies in your heart. That's where it resides. Your spark, your God spark, your energy from your soul, where your soul resides in your physical temple, is in your heart, in your higher heart. That's where your soul resides. Therefore, to access your higher self wisdom and knowledge and inner knowing, through the heart. So another thing is with false guides, especially when we're working with clairvoyance and they're coming in and giving us guidance in regards to maybe a reading you're doing for someone, blah blah blah. You must remember that they will stay with you as long as they can, and really what should happen is guides move on as your consciousness increases. So as your consciousness levels increase and you ascend, then your guides should move on. So if they are not for your highest good, then they will tend to hang on to you. And it's really easy, actually, on some levels, to clear that by asking them to move on, right? And you're going into your heart space and asking for new guides. Another thing we've got to, as we walk the ascension path journey, we don't need external validation. We do not need external guidance. So really, we shouldn't rely on guides to be giving us information, because, as I say, if you're not sure who they are, or you know, whether they should be with you. They could be giving you incorrect information. This has all happened to me, and many others too. Now, as I say, going through your heart stargate is really important, and also really your I am presence is your ultimate sort of guide, and source, of course, source overlighting us. Now, as I say, if you're working like in a clairvoyant situation where you're pulling cards for people, then you should be setting the intention to be 100% guided by the purest divine light available to you. You should ask Source to overlight you, and you should be querying any information that you get which isn't resonant to you, or is like a bit odd, or it is being given to you and it makes no sense whatsoever. Now, I know that happens a lot anyway. We get things and you think, what the hell is that about? But I'm talking about sort of guidance that gives you, you have to do something which is not in alignment with your truths and values. Negative information, a sort of you know, dark sort of information given that is like the death of something, or someone's going to die, or you know, that sort of, that wouldn't be coming from source light, and that would not be coming from your higher guides, your soul guides, the master guides that sit in the higher councils of light. So, you know, I will talk to Sanat Kamara, and I will talk to the Cosmic Divine Mother, because I can do, right? I'm not going to start talking to Joe Bloggs on such a council. I have to be very careful. So, you know, you don't go off looking to speak to loads of different entities and beings. So, you know, the only two really I talk to are the councils of light, which are, you know, my overlighting sort of mission, some mission guides that assist me. But my I am presence, my higher self's in charge. But I will talk to Sanat Kamara, or I will talk to the Cosmic Divine Mother, and I will sometimes go up to the Goddess Council and talk to them. But I'm not in there every 5 minutes. That's not appropriate. It's sort of, so how many different guides you get depends on your levels of consciousness as you're coming up. So, you know, we talk to Mary Magdalene, we talk to, you know, all these other beings, but you just got to be careful, because there's lots of false light about. So unless you know you're absolutely, you know, you feel you're clear as a whistle, and you're really bringing beautiful information forwards, and just be aware of any strange guide that walks in. Challenge them. The law of challenge, yeah? You challenge something 3 times. Are you of 100% pure love, or are you 100% pure light? You have to say it 3 times. On the 3rd time, they must answer you. That's divine law. They must answer you, yes or no. Now, they'll whisper it sometimes, or they'll have disappeared before you even get to the 3rd time of asking. So that's another sign that something's not right. And you can challenge all of the guides you've got already. You can go now into your heart center, call them forwards, and challenge each one of them, right? With the law of challenge 3 times. And if they answer, they're going to be pleased you're doing that, because they know that you are testing, you know, are my guides of 100% pure light? Are they here for my highest good? And if they're not, they have to leave. And that is discernment, challenging what information you're getting, and also being very careful about who you allow into your energy field. So if you're in meditation and a being walks in, challenge it. Always challenge it. Who are you? Who are you? And then if it, and challenge them 3 times, and then you might have to say it again and say, are you of 100% pure light? Challenge them 3 times. So important. I can't stress that enough. I quite often take people onto the quantum bridge, and when I take them onto the quantum bridge, and the quantum bridge is a structure. It's a dimensional structure. It's been built to facilitate deep quantum healing for star seeds. Now, that's something, and souls on the earth, I've had to challenge that to make sure, is this of 100% pure light? Is this a pure place? Is this a place that is divine? Yeah, I've had to go through all those layers of that as well. Of course I have. And what's nice is when I take people onto the quantum bridge, as part of it, I always ask for the false guides to step away, and it's really powerful. So, and I've been doing this for years with people. Like, if you walk onto it and then I take you back, sort of, I take you on it and walking forwards on it, I'll always actually put an instruction on and say, any false guides, any entities or beings that should not be with this person and for their highest good must leave now, and they cannot come past this point. It's normally past the white flame, and you will see. I had one the other week where a girl had a guide with her. She didn't know he was not of 100% pure light, and he had been with her a long time, and she didn't realise he was still there. So he'd not spoken to her for a long time, but he was still there, and evidently trying to influence her thought patterns, or maybe the way she interprets information when she's bringing it forwards. And he actually stepped out on the quantum bridge and told her not to carry on. He said, this is a dangerous place, let's leave. Ah! Yeah, dangerous place for him. Yeah, it was. Isn't that interesting? So he was trying to persuade her to stop walking past up to the white flame, because he knew as soon as she walked to the white flame, he was going, he was off, and he wasn't coming back. So that's why, just be aware. Can you imagine the dupery and trickery and manipulation that's going on? People walking around with false guides, information coming through them to other people through readings, tarot cards, everything, and it's twisted and manipulated, and there's nuggets of truth in it, and then lots of it is twisted and manipulated to mislead a person, to not allow them to really try and confuse them so they go in the wrong direction, or just waste their time treading water as such. I always, whenever any new client comes and works with me, I bloody weed them out, and I show them what to do to weed them out. I'm like, let's get rid of what shouldn't be here with you. And it helps so much, because you'll find that your clarity and thinking will be much clearer when they're gone. And this is all part of interference. This is all part of what goes on for light workers and starseeds that are awakening to higher levels of consciousness, and are then in, like, you're going up the astral layers, and that's where it's most dangerous, really. As you're coming up, awakening, and start to climb, then they want to keep you where you are. They don't want you merging with your higher self, do they? They don't want that. So they're going to do as much as they can to stop that. And I'm just warning you about that, because there's a lot of it going on right now. And it goes on at whatever level you're at. You will get challenged. I made a mistake last year. It taught me a big lesson. It taught me a big lesson that no matter who you're dealing with, including me, like if you're dealing with me or whatever, you should always follow your own intuition. And I got sabotaged last year by a group. It looked like a group of light beings. It all seemed kosher. It was all supposed to be okay. I had like top seers in the world like saying, no, you've got a big high council walking coming into you. It's going to be amazing. Da da da. And at the time, I didn't feel right. Something inside me told me that wasn't right. I hadn't had it from my higher self. And you know what? I carried on. I was persuaded. I carried on. I almost allowed them to step in. And in doing that, they took me, they just literally shut me down. All of my, the way I channel, the way I can embody my higher self, all started to stop. And I was becoming like a dry shell. I couldn't channel. I couldn't bring any new information forwards. I couldn't take people on journeys properly. Everything just felt like it was shutting down. And I kept saying to others, there's something up. This is not right. There's something wrong. And do you know what? Who sorted it out? Me. I sorted it out because I knew if I had to do the work, I had to say, no, I don't give permission for this. And as soon as I started to challenge it with them, they turned and I actually saw them for what they were, and it wasn't very nice. And, that was a scary moment for me because I've been hijacked at a very high level, and I felt a bit humiliated, to be honest, girls and boys. I felt like, oh my God, I teach other people how to be clear channels. I teach other people how to protect themselves at 12th dimension and above, and I bloody get hijacked. But I tell you what, I got hijacked because I was about to bring some work forwards that is mind-blowing and is going to do them in lots of ways. And I knew that probably they were trying to stop me. They were just trying to stop me. And no one and nothing on this earth or any other place is going to stop me fucking bringing what I'm supposed to come and bring here, especially with what I've been through to bloody get to this point. I tell you, that's Lynn's higher self talking. So I got hijacked, and it was terrible. And it was like, as I say, I can't tell you how I felt. I shut down. I cried for days. I had to go up and just surrender. I just had to surrender. I surrendered to Source and said, please help, assist me. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know how to clear myself. I don't know what to do. I feel like, it just felt like I'd been, it was a horrible, horrible thing. And you know what? I was gifted a gift, like this goddess stepped forwards with the Cosmic Divine Mother, and she gifted me this technology and said, put it into your energy field. And I put it into my energy field, and she put it into my heart space. And she said, this will take a while, but it will work. And she gave me this like technology, and it was amazing. And I was in Lanzarote. I've been told to go to Lanzarote, of all places. And I'm there for 3.5 weeks. And in that 3.5 weeks, I got rid of them. And it all happened during my dream state. So in my dream state, I was in a house, and I was chucking women out of a house, and they were living in my house, symbolic of my hijack. And they were laughing at me and saying, you're never going to get rid of us. You've had it now. You've had it. We've got your house. We're not going to let it go. And I remember shouting in the dream at them and rescinding and saying, I don't consent and I do not give permission and you must leave now. And they all laughed at me. And the next thing, I got the ringleader. I don't know how I did it. In the dream, I grabbed her by the hand, chucked her out the front door, shut the door, so then she'd gone. And then one by one, they got dragged out the room. And I threw them out and shut the door after each, and I virtually got one by one till there was none left. And I locked all the windows and doors, and boom, I had my house back. And that was symbolic, I think, of we'd just done that. We got rid of them. And that is what's birthed through the quantum bridge healing system, is a way of clearing interference so bad, so deep, that it has to leave. It can't not. So that's how my system got birthed, really, from my own experience, you know. So I know what it's like, and you can get tricked. And they gave me lots of clever meditations at the beginning and stuff like that. And I was totally, you know, I wanted to believe it was okay, but it wasn't. And my own intuition, my own inner knowing at the very beginning warned me, and I ignored it. And that's why I'd never do that again, ever. I just work on my intuition all the time. If something doesn't feel right, but I've no evidence, I don't do it. If something feels off, but I've no, again, obvious evidence to say why it's off, I will walk away from someone, or I will back off. I will always now follow what feels off or doesn't feel right, and I will speak up and use my voice. And I swore I would do that. I've learnt that lesson, and it works very well for me so far. And that was a year ago since this happened. So, you know, it taught me. It taught me a good lesson, and it gave me the system that I've got now. So really, in a way, you know, maybe my higher self said, "Come on, let's see, let's make some use out of this, of what's happened to us. Let's create something that solves it for others," you know. But I mean, I say, I was horrified when I found out what had really occurred with me, you know. I was horrified, really was. And but then, you know, it's all, you know, what's going on the ascension process and all that. So I'm just looking at the things, comments. Oh, well done, Vicky. Well done, Vicky. Keep going, girl. Keep going. So, you know, it's taking our power back. We need to take our power back. And there's so many different ways we do that. But we take our power back by making decisions that actually are for our highest good. No matter what that may be. Whether it's perceived as a loss of something, a loss of a person, a relationship, a job, family members, toxic family members, whatever it is, by walking away from a situation or a friend or someone you're working with, maybe in the healing end or whatever, but they're dragging you down, or they don't see what you see, or they're a lower vibration than you and they're not willing to do the work to bring themselves up. I see a lot of that. Then you walk away. You take, you know, remember that you don't stay with people out of loyalty when they're not for your highest good. That's not soul mastery. And we have to learn soul mastery as ascending masters, and that's who we are. As ascending masters, we have to learn about self-mastery and maintaining our energy field and being able to see when we are being compromised in one way or another. And that's not easy, because we want to be able to be loved and accepted and fit in, but it doesn't always work that way. And, you know, unfortunately, I've come across clients in the past that I've worked with them, I've done so much, they've followed me, they've maybe done my workshops for years, and then suddenly I just will know that I've got to let them go. And sometimes I say that to them, you know, that's enough now, you know, like I'm getting guidance that I have to let you go, and you move on. And, you know, there are so many things we have to do. We should never stay with someone just out of loyalty when we know it's hurting us on one level or another. And that's something to remember. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, as I was talking about yesterday, dimming your light. What dims your light? What takes you down? What puts out your sparkle? We're here to sparkle. We're here to shine. We're here to light up this world. We're here to be anchors for the divine on earth, heaven on earth. We're here to be the forerunners of ascension for the planet. We're here to be stabilizers and anchors as the society starts to break down in regards to the truth of the world and what's really going on here. And that will come. That will come. So, you know, we need to get our act together, don't we? And be as stable and as centered and as grounded as we can be. But we need to check our sources, where we get our information, where we what do we keep getting told that doesn't make sense? Do you feel as a light worker, as a starseed, that you're going around in circles? Have you not? Do you feel like you've moved on in the years since you've been awake, or do you feel you're treading water, or are you going round in circles and you can't get your light work going? You can't get your healing going, or whatever. Are you continually targeted? Are you continually psychically attacked? Are you manipulated? Do you keep getting people that get in the way? Yeah, all of those things are linked to karmic cycles of they're linked to sometimes consciousness traps that are on this planet. There's plenty of them right now. False light teachings, false ascension teachings. Don't take any transmission off YouTube. Don't listen to a healing journey if you don't know the person, if you've not worked with them before. Be very, very careful, because consciousness traps are everywhere. And you know, you give permission for someone to enter your energy field, even by doing their meditation. Remember that you're giving them permission. You're giving permission for your energy field to be accessed. Remember, right? Anything off the internet, anything on YouTube, you know, that you don't know who they are, and oh, there's a transmission here, you're giving permission for them to enter your energy field, and a contract can be formed. Got to be savvy. You've got to trust who you're giving your energy field to and access to. Don't take willy-nilly healing, like someone saying, oh, I feel you need a bit of healing in your energy field at the moment. Right? Do I? Do I? Maybe I don't. I think I probably know whether I need to have any energy healing. Yeah? I've had that myself, right? You don't let people into your energy field unless you are guided that you need assistance. Like if someone comes to me because they feel they're in trouble and they need assistance, then they're giving permission for the energy field to be accessed, right? For me to look at or whatever, yeah? But you don't just enter a person's energy field without any permission. And you must give some sort of tacit acceptance to allow it to occur, as I did last year. So like, you know, by doing someone's energy healing transmission or activation, you're giving permission for them to access your energy field, which then could be used as a consciousness trap. So, you know, you could have certain keys or codes being delivered during that, which are not for your highest good. Yeah, so you've got to be really, really savvy, and you've got to be sensible, and you've got to really feel like you need assistance. And then, of course, then you ask for the right person. Show me the right person that can assist me right now, and you'll be shown them. So, as I say, just use discernment. Really, really important. Yeah, and you know, be careful going to healing events. I'm going to the healing weekend in July in Somerset. First time in 7 years. So looking forward to it. And I'm exhibiting and promoting my new healing system, and I've got my sprays with me, and my new ritual oils will be ready. My healing oils will be ready then as well. And I might be doing some soul readings while I'm there if I feel like it. I'll see how I feel. I'm just going to enjoy the weekend, catching up with people I haven't seen for years. But as I say, events like that, be careful. You don't just go and allow someone who's doing a healing taster into your field unless it resonates. Sit there for a minute, ask for a sign, feel into your heart space, is this okay? Yeah. And then make the decision. And people should not be offering you healing for nothing. They should not be, you've got to be careful with healing swaps. If you don't want Reiki in your energy field, then you don't allow it. You say no. I've one particular story, I tell this quite often, about the fact I was at a healing thing years ago, a big one, a really big mind, body, spirit event. A lot of people there, and I was promoting my healing and other stuff I do, and there was a guy next to me selling chocolate that was sound, had sound healing in it, and that was good, it was fine. And he was on the next stall, and at the end of the day, a lot of us were just stood talking how we'd gone on, like, oh yeah, we've had a great day, it's been busy, blah blah blah. And he came up behind me and he started to hug me, and as he hugged me, I felt he was putting Reiki symbols into my energy field. He chose the wrong girl that day. And I immediately backed off and said to him, you're Reikiing me, what are you doing? And he went bright red. And I said, I did not ask for energy healing. I did not ask for it. Therefore, you should not give it to me. You shouldn't have done that. And he went bright red. I said, how dare you? Do not do that. I did not give you permission to do that. And he, maybe he was just sort of open and generating it. But can you imagine, like, that's not right. That isn't right. And actually, I'm going to be very controversial here, but I'll say it as it is, as a, I work in the quantum. I know what I'm doing with energy healing. Putting Reiki in someone who's working on with the Cosmic Divine Mother arc frequencies, and you try and Reiki them, or you try and put pranic healing in them, or something like that, it feels horrendous. I'm sorry, but it does. And because of course you're going in with other streams of healing that might not be compatible with their energy field. Their energy field is vibrating like with a white flame and blah blah blah, and then you're slamming in this other frequency which is lower. And I'm not trying to, I'm not saying that but I'm just saying that it can be quite disorientating. And that's why you don't really allow people to do stuff like that, because it can really affect your energy field and it can make you feel terrible. And I've seen people's energy field compress and go downwards as they're sort of taking a lower stream of healing. Do you see what I'm saying? And their energy field compresses. It doesn't expand and elevate. It's quite interesting. So, yeah. So there you go. That's my little talk for today, all right? So use discernment, challenge, say no, and look after your energy fields and challenge your guides, all right? And if anybody's around, I am at the Healing Weekend, Friday, July the 14th to the 16th, something like that. I'm there all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's mid-July, Somerset, High Bridge. And also, I might actually do because I've been doing a quantum bridge journey every month to get people to experience the quantum bridge. I think I might do one for false guides. I'm getting a bit of, this morning, a nudge that someone might appreciate, people might appreciate a journey where we go on the quantum bridge through the Heart Stargate, and then you clean out your guides. We clear out and check that there isn't any false guides hanging around, and we clear them out. So that might be a good one to do, and do some group rescindment. What I mean by group rescindment is we do a very powerful spiritual law statement that actually sends like a shockwave through your energy field actually clearing out any interference and anything that is, you know, wanting to confuse you or manipulate you, blah, 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 blah. So I'll probably do one of them as well. So there you go. And just to remind you, if you do feel like doing the Quantum Bridge training, level 1, Principles of the Quantum Bridge, which teaches you all about energy maintenance like this, teaches you what to do. It gives you access to the Quantum Bridge at all times. And also we do a process called the Triple Star process, where we actually give you the light technology that actually enables you to clear any interference in your energy field and matrix at a multidimensional level. A really powerful system. I've been through that myself. And level 1 is being taught again beginning of July. And I'm teaching it again end of August. And I'm teaching it again, if there's enough people waiting, in September. I'm teaching it every month to the end of the year. And I'm also just about to teach level 2. So we've got 3 levels so far. And level 2, which is the Divine Feminine Quantum Healing, is about to be birthed as well. So busy. And the only other thing I've got to say quick is I've got another program for those that don't want to train in quantum healing but would like to go under the process of the Quantum Bridge. I'm doing a Finding Your Inner Light program, and it starts on the 22nd of July, which is Mary Magdalene's feast day. And we go on for about 8 weeks, and it's taking you through loads of these Quantum Bridge journeys, teaching you how to have a sovereign energy field, and really clearing you out, really, and getting you to really look after that sovereign field and what it means to have a sovereign field. So if you feel like you want to do that, it's very good for people that have been abused. So any sort of abuse you've ever had, control issues, karmic control issues, narcissistic parents, partners, that sort of thing, it's a great program for that, and to bring people back into their confidence and light. So I'm doing that more on a personal level for 8 weeks. Really, really sacred, loving space, actually, that one. So there's a few ways you can work with me, all right? All price points as well. So, I'm here to just offer assistance to other starseeds, of course. So, there's always different ways you can work with me at different levels. So there you go. Lots of love. Oh, lovely. Good. Lots of love, everybody. All right. Love you all. Take care. And I'll keep doing maybe one this week every day, seeing that I'm by myself at the minute and I can put the time in. So love you all. Take care.